Hello, my name is Willa, and I am a social services major. Today, I am going to tell you a little bit about what I learned in my EPIC course, as well as some of my own experiences in the internship world. Come, make yourself comfortable while I tell you all about what I've learned, and give you a little practice as well. Hello, what is your name? And tell me a little bit about what you're interested in. Hi, my name is Jasper, and I am interested in learning how to interview better, as well as how to pursue my internship experiences. Terrific, Jasper! Well, today we are going to start with talking about attire. I noticed you're wearing a hoodie. Just so you're aware, in the future, this will not be an acceptable piece of clothing to wear to an interview. As you can tell, I am wearing business casual, which means I'm not dressed to the nines, but I am dressed in a professional manner. This is what a lot of offices are going to look for. How do I know what they want me to wear? Great question. When you get the job or the internship, as it may be, it's always okay and recommended to ask them what you're required to wear around the office. At my internship, I have to wear something that I can get down on my knees at the level of a child because I work with children. And I also need to be able to move around and interact with these children. So, though I have to wear business casual, I also have to wear something functional. This, however, still does not mean jeans or a hoodie. The next thing I wanted to talk about was email etiquette. It is really important to address your recipient in a proper and respectful manner, like dear, Miss, or Mr. So and so. It is also very important to sign off in an appropriate manner, like best, comma, your name, or thanks. Another great tip that I have learned along the way is if you're looking for a response from the person, especially if you're looking for a timely response, you can add in I look forward to hearing from you soon. And that can be your sign off, or it can just be another sentence in your email. The body of the email needs to be professional, so no contractions like can't or won't, and more professional language with um, eloquent wording. Do I have to sound adult and grown up? Like, do I have to use really big words? That's a great question. It is more important to sound respectful and professional than to sound like you know what you're doing. You're looking for a job. They're going to teach you what to do in that exact field. So you don't have to be knowledgeable about it in this very moment when you're applying for the job or when you're asking for an interview, etc., etc. It is also important to remember to be concise and straightforward and very clear with your question or your message in the body of your paragraph. This way, the recipient can read your email and get back to you with no confusion, and your email won't sound rambling and all over the place when it's meant to sound professional. Why don't we stretch our legs and head down to my office where I can talk to you a little bit about interview etiquette and good interview practices. Now that we are in my office and I have a whiteboard accessible, I wanted to show you what a proper email would look like. Here we have the address to the recipient. As you can see, I have Dear Mr. Joe Schmo. Then I have the body of my paragraph nice and succinct with a following look forward to hearing from you and a sign off best Willa. It is also important to note that the subject of your email should be very clear, short, and concise, and relevant to the email topic so that when the recipient is scrolling through, they know exactly what they are going to see when they open the email. Sense. Thank you for showing me visually. Of course! Now let's talk about interview etiquette. Like I was mentioning about the attire, it's very important to come dressed in professional attire, as well as be aware of the space you're taking up in the room. Sit up tall, smile, be present, keep eye contact with your interviewer. These are all things that they are going to notice. And most definitely do not have your phone out. Keep it in your pocket and have the ringer off. It's important for the interviewer to realize that you are there to listen to them and that you really do want the job or the internship, as it may be. It's really easy to get nervous, but take a deep breath, pause, and answer the question as best as you can. Something a lot of people forget is in an interview, you can pause after they ask the question to collect your thoughts to give a proper answer. Sometimes that's better than just spewing out information off the top of your head. It is also good to practice interview questions before you go in. One may be, why do you want this job? It's good to practice your answer to that question before you go in. Another one is, what is a challenge you have faced that you have overcome, and how did you overcome it? That's another really popular interview question. Another good one to practice. Let's have you answer one so you can get a sense of it. So, Jasper, what is a challenge you have faced, and how did you overcome it? Oh goodness. I wasn't ready for that question. Um, I guess I would say my parents' divorce was really hard on me when I was a kid because I have two younger siblings, and so I had to very quickly step up to the plate. And that was really rough on my mental health, and suddenly I didn't, enjoy all of the activities that I normally enjoy. So I took it upon myself to see my school counselor about it, and we talked through some ways of coping and strategies to make things a little easier on me as well as have a good time as a child still. So I guess that would be the biggest challenge I've faced so far and how I overcame it. And I'm proud of myself for it. And I think my siblings and I are better off for it as well. I'm stronger now than I was before. Thank you for sharing, Jasper. I think you're right. I think you probably are stronger now than you were before. And part of that is that when we face adversity, we become more resilient human beings. I think you probably are more resilient for that experience. I think you did a great job answering the question. Remember that you can take a pause beforehand, take a deep breath, think about your answer for a second. Saying is okay, and chuckling and joking about how you weren't ready for the answer is sometimes okay to lighten the mood. It definitely depends on who your interviewer is, so it's important to read the room. Thank you. Thanks for the feedback. It's really helpful. I'll definitely go home and practice some of these questions. It was really nice meeting you, Jasper. Thank you for coming in and listening to some of my tips and tricks on interviewing and hearing about my EPIC course that I took. Thank you. My pleasure. I hope you have a wonderful day. I'd like to thank you guys as well for coming and listening to my epic knowledge from my class I took. I now wanted to take this last bit to tell you a little bit about my internships that I have gotten to experience so far. As I mentioned, I am a social services major, so all of my internships have been in the social work realm. Over the summer, I got to work with a program called Gateway Healthcare in Rhode Island, which is where I'm from. And they are the gateway, so to speak, between 24/7 care for children who have harmed themselves or others, or potentially attempted or um, attempted suicide. So we're that transition piece between 24/7 care and going home and staying with their family, going to summer camp as it was over the summer, and only seeing a therapist once a week. We worked with not only the clients, the child, but also with the parents to figure out the best transition possible to help them keep a program in place so that all of their sharps and medicines were locked away so that there was no access to them for the child, and to work through some therapy and counseling as a family, as mom to daughter, mom to son, dad to son, dad to daughter, etc., etc. All the relationships, solidifying them, and making sure that there's someone looking out for the client in the household at all times. The current internship I'm in here in Richmond is with Foster Hope through Meridian. We work to place foster children, as well as working to check or going and checking in on the children and the families to make sure everything is going smoothly, and to make sure that it was a good placement for both the child and the parents. I myself have gotten to see some of that, as well as getting to see some of the certification process for the parents, the new foster parents, and seeing the adoption process after fostering, which some parents go through. I've also gotten to see there's a woman who works in the same area who works to counsel patients through the phone. I've gotten to see some of her work as well firsthand. Through these internships, I've really gotten to solidify my love for working with children and their families and working in the social work realm. I'm really excited to gain new experiences, potentially in different realms, and broaden my knowledge and experiences. And I can't wait to see where this field and internships take me. I thank you all for listening to my presentation of my EPIC course knowledge, as well as my internship knowledge and experiences. I hope you guys have a lovely day.